Okay, here's one more example of how to complete the square to be able to identify the center and the radius of a circle. So what I do again, x squared is positive. I want all of my variables on one side and to be positive, and I want the constant to be on the other side. So typically I move the variables to the left and the constant on the right because this x squared is already positive. So when I do that, x squared is on this side, minus 6x is on this side. I'm going to group them together. This is a negative y squared. I have to move it to the left side. When I switch the side, I switch the sign. So it becomes a positive y squared on that side. Okay, that's how I move terms on either side of an equation. Now this is a positive 10y. I need it to be with all the other variables. So when I switch the side, I switch the sign. Now this 97, the constant, the number by itself, is already by itself. Okay, so there's nothing that I need to switch on this. It's already on the right side of the equation. So I'm going to complete the square. Negative 6 divided by 2 squared. Negative 10 divided by 2 squared. That's 9. That's 25. Okay, I take that and I rewrite my equation with that new term. I rewrite my y terms with that new term. But since I have to add the 9 and the 25, this is my 9, I'm adding it to this equation. This is my 25, I'm adding it to this. I also have to add it to the 97 that already existed. I have to balance the equation. If I add it to the left, I have to add it to the right. That's how an equation works, okay? So I have to add these numbers, and I get 131 on this side, I believe. Okay, now what I do is I factor these. These get factored. So this is x with a number squared plus y with a number squared to equal 131. Because this looks like our work from the other day. Now, this minus sign and this minus sign. This is what creates a minus sign here and a minus sign here. You carry this sign down. Alright, now I'm going to take the square root of 9 and get a 3. I'm going to take the square root of 25 and get a 5. Okay, so how did I get this? I took the square root of 9. How did I get this? I took the square root of 25. Now my center is a positive 3, positive 5. And my radius, well, r squared is 131. So r is the square root of 131. So there's my center, there's my radius. Notice my r is by itself. It's not squared anymore. When you undo something squared, you take the square root of it. So r is the square root of 131. Again, here's where we're completing the square. Okay? All I'm doing is taking this term and I'm dividing it by 2. This middle term here. I'm taking this and dividing it by 2. I'm taking this and I'm dividing it by 2.